Everybody wants the $7 million dream home. No one tells you what it's actually like to design and build one. The build this week is going well. Feeling like we're starting to get a good cadence. The windows are almost all in except for the steel, which is so exciting and fulfilling. I'm gonna be checking up on framing. We're in like the final stages of framing. So when I do a framing check, I just go and make sure they framed per my specs and my elevations. I'm sourcing countertops later and working on my fit and finishes book, which is basically a really, really, really detailed book of everything that's going into the house. So that's what I'm doing today for the build.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
This project has kept morphing. So originally, I thought this project was going to just be a really deep remodel, and it basically has turned into a new build. I had a very different mindset when I started out, that it was going to be something that was going to be about a year in length, and it now we're going into 3 years, and it's become probably the second biggest project I've ever done. It's feeling much more like a marathon that's never ending, and it felt very different than it does right now. In the back of my head, I'm always balancing that, what my ideal design aesthetic is, and then also what my builder brain, developer brain is saying are smart decisions. So yes, would I love to use only natural materials and imported French floors from, a historic French chateau? And if money were no object, I mean, that would be amazing. But it is. You're always having to bridge that gap between the designer aesthetic and that builder, developer, value engineering brain. Don't demo so quickly. I would say hold on with the sledgehammer and get some renters in there, get some profits in for that year when I was in development with my architect and then waiting for the freaking city to come back with permits and then all of that nonsense. I could have been making some sizable rent and offset some of these building costs that I'm experiencing now. So yeah, hold up on demo, Jen. That's what I would tell myself. I was just so excited to demo, and I could have been making rental income that entire year. Probably, I would say the lowest has been the fighting with the HOA in the cities. The combination of just all of the red tape that makes you feel very defeated when you're just continually having to go to all of these different bureaucracies and basically begging for your life to just go ahead and build something. It really grates on you, and it really makes you question, like, what are you doing? When I realized I couldn't do this project alone, I needed to bring in an outside builder. So I was interviewing outside builders, and it was on my third interview with an outside builder / general contractor. There was a third person who told me, you should have just demoed the entire lot. You should have just scrapped it. Yes, that would have been the logical thing had I known it was gonna get to this point. Tried to walk them through how this had morphed into a much bigger project and yada, 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 and hindsight is 2020. It was that day that I really realized I just felt like I had wasted a lot of money, wasted a lot of time, and dumb. I just felt dumb. Two things happened. One, I had to keep going because at that point I had no house. Literally, the house was demoed all except that one main section of roof that I was trying to save. So I didn't really have any fucking choice. I had to go. I had to keep going. And two, I really do believe that life, you learn lessons for a reason. And I learned, and I had to go on this journey for a reason. And next project, I will be much more careful and thoughtful about whether this makes sense to remodel or scrape the lot. And it was a learning journey. There was definitely moments where I've thought about walking away. I mean, there's still moments where I'm thinking, what am I doing? Like anybody who follows it and believes in a dream or sees something and is an artist and really wants to bring it to fruition, I think you just have to keep plowing forward and just you're plowing forward, believing that dream is going to come to fruition one day. Whether it's 6 months or another year and a half, it's going to happen. I decided to not only build the home, but design the home myself because I'm a designer. So it seemed kind of like a no-brainer to design it myself. I think the more kind of up in the air question was whether I was going to GC the build and really handle that end of things. And in the beginning, I was planning on doing that. I was planning on doing the build design entire project. And that's what I do for most of my other projects. This build, I ended up hiring an outside builder, which they have been great. And I have learned from them. And maybe they've learned some design things from me, I'm not sure. When I was thinking about designing this project, I thought and I interviewed several other designers that I admired, and I really appreciated their work. For several reasons, I decided to take on the project alone, one of which was availability of one of my favorite designers. She didn't have the bandwidth. Another was price. And another was, I think, and I really wanted to have this as my baby. And for better or worse, I'm gonna burst it on my own and we'll see how it comes out. But at the end of the day, I was always gonna design the house. How much work it is. But more specifically, I think how much planning goes into it, whether it's an architect or your designer, landscape planner, or how much planning goes into it prior to the actual build. I think most people don't understand. You just start by seeing the actual work, like the foundation happening or the construction, but there's usually about a year and a half of planning that happens prior to that. There's the development of plans, and then there's the permitting, and that is usually about a year to a year and a half, depending on how intricate your plans are. I'm a very visual person, which you guys won't be surprised about. I spend a lot of time in planning and development of the plans on paper, but I am surprised myself at how much I needed to change in the field still, even with all of my planning and all of the best intentions. There were still, and there probably will still be, changes that have to happen in the field in real time. And that still surprised me because I spent so much time trying to think about every possible outcome, and I consider myself pretty good at spatial awareness and knowing, I'm my own client, so I should know what I want and where I want it, but I'm still making changes in the field. So to me, that should just go to show a regular client or layman that there will always be changes that need to happen in the field in real time. That is just the nature of building. So that, I would say, that has just surprised me. Yes, I've developed as a designer. I'm learning how to be a social media person, and I'm acquiring all these other skills that I wouldn't have had I not done this project. Very happy I did it. I'm going to need a little vacation when I'm done. I really do believe that this is going to be a great it's going to be one that I'm very proud of. A lot of coffee. A lot of coffee. It helps to have a great partner who gives me pep talks when I have really hard days. It also helps that I don't have any other choice because I've sunk so much goddamn money in it at this point. Once you get to a point, you have to see it through, or you would be walking away from a lot of money on the table because I have to sell this turnkey. Like you have to finish it through. So that also helps finishing it because like I'm at the point of no return at this point. I'm a ship out to sea, and if I don't bring the ship home, I'm just gonna be like the Titanic or something. So I'm finishing with that metaphor. Mentally prepare yourself for about probably double the amount of time that you're expecting, a quarter more of the budget than you're expecting. If you prepare for the worst case scenario, if it falls short, then that's great. But if you go into it knowing that this is going to be a difficult journey, one that will likely stress your personal relationships, most importantly, if you're married, it will cause strain on your marriage. But in the end, you guys will have something that you built together, and it will most likely be one of your forever home, or one of a few of your forever homes. But it will be something that is tangible asset that you can build family memories in, and I mean, you can't put a price on that. Do it, just go in knowing that it is going to be one of the most challenging things you do. Make sure that you, vet your team. So interview several architects, interview several builders, interview several designers, and then make sure if you don't hire a design and build firm, so that is like a builder that works with an architect that works with a designer, make sure that you have at least one meeting with everyone and that everyone is going to be able to work together and you really feel like it is a collaborative effort and that you're not getting any pushback from somebody, that everyone is going to listen to your ideas and that it's not their show and that you're just kind of a passenger. This really is about you and your home and what you want, not about somebody else's idea or vision of what their dream is. This is your home, it's your investment, it's your legacy. So you need to find those people that in your gut feel like they're gonna make that dream happen for you. Yes. Like side-eyeing. Yes, because it has enriched me as a designer. It's enriched me as a entrepreneur. It's developed me as a person in a multitude of ways. I would have probably taken a less circuitous route to get here, but yes, I would do this again. So if you're thinking about building your own home or already building your home, just know that there are going to be days that you want to quit. There are going to be days that you might cry. There may be days that you're questioning why you're doing this. Know that it's going to get better and that in the end, you're going to have a beautiful home that you are going to share with your family and hopefully generations to come. So this is going to be worth it. Follow, subscribe, and please share with me about your journey and what's working for you, what's not. Stay tuned and we'll get through it together.